Tumbleweed Theater, starring the Riders in the Sky. Too Slim, a man of many hats. Ranger Doug, the idol of American youth. And Woody Paul, the king of the Cowboy Fiddlers, featuring a classic singing Western film.
Those riders in the sky are ready to go with the Tumbleweed Theater show.
Well, mighty fine, Saddle Pals, on a great big Western howdy, and welcome to Tumbleweed Theater. Boy, we got a good movie for you today. This one's going to knock you right out of your Conestoga seat. This one's called Sky Bandits, starring James Newell as Renfrew of the Royal Mounted. And as a special treat, we have our old friend, Sergeant Dudley, with us again today.
Righto.
He's filling in for Ranger Doug, who, as part of a Hands Across the Border exchange program, is up in Canada doing a comparative study on the Mountie Way versus the Cowboy Way. Welcome back to Tumbleweed Theater, Sergeant Dudley.
Thank you.
Idol
Thank
of
you.
Canadian youth.
Always good to be here, Too Slender, Dr. Paul. Always a delight to come your way with the songs of my great land. The land of sky blue waters,
Yes.
rippling cataracts.
You don't say.
Yes, snow-capped mountains where men are men,
Yeah.
women are women,
Oh.
and everyone ends their sentences with eh.
Eh?
Well, Sergeant Dudley, how about joining us in a song that sort of goes with today's movie?
Well, what would that be, Dr. Paul?
Why, it's called A Song of the Bandit.
Long, long ago in old Alberta lived a maid, fair as the sweetest flower blooming in the shade. She loved a bandit bold who roamed the prairie o'er, and every night she'd listen for his call. Then far to the west his voice come ringing, riding a wild horse he come singing, Heely-o-ly-a-pie-o-ly-ay.
With his Heely-o-ly-pie-o-ly-pie-o-ly-ay, he brings a token to his love. Swift as the wind he goes, for high in the hills you know she's waiting for his Heely-o-ly-pie-o-ly-ay, Heely-o-ly-pie-o-ly-ay.
One night he rode away and never to return. Danger was waiting now, his love must never yearn. Long days and lonely nights she waited all in vain, till winter passed and summer came again. Still every night when the moon comes shining, for his song her heart went pining, Heely-o-ly-a-pie-o-ly-ay.
With his Heely-o-ly-pie-o-ly-pie-o-ly-ay, he brings a token to his love. Swift as the wind he goes, for high in the hills you know she's waiting for his Heely-o-ly-pie-o-ly-ay, Heely-o-ly-pie-o-ly-ay.
One night an angel brought a message from her love, told her he waited in the starry skies above. Softly she closed her eyes and bade the angel go, and then the whole world echoed to his song. For straight down a moonbeam he come riding, out of the sky in a winged horse gliding, Heely-o-ly-a-pie-o-ly-ay.
With his Heely-o-ly-pie-o-ly-pie-o-ly-ay, he brings a token to his love. Swift as the wind he goes, for high in the hills you know she's waiting for his Heely-o-ly-pie-o-ly-ay, 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 I-o-ly-ay, I-o-ly-ay.
Hey? Hey?
Hey, Sergeant Dudley.
Yes, sir.
Ah, the last time you were here, you told us about your girlfriend, Nell.
Certainly did, Woody Paul. I'm
Ah,
proud to do it.
Well, are you two still together?
Ah, yes, my dear fellow, never apart.
Well, maybe you'd like to do a song for us, Sergeant Dudley. Would that be the Mountie Way?
It certainly would, Too Slim. I'd like to send this out to her across the great Canadian Rockies.
Well, why don't we help him out, Too Slim?
Eh?
Lonely Yukon stars gleaming high in the sky, scattered careless and loving by an artist on high. To their silent song the prairie wind adds its part, a song that can only be heard by the heart. Northern lights that hang, pale curtains of fire, lead me to the one waiting warm by the fire. Lightly goes the moon on its melancholy way, guiding me onward as night becomes day. Northern lights that hang, pale curtains of fire, lead me to the one waiting warm by the fire. Lightly goes the moon on its melancholy way, guiding me onward as night becomes day. That's for you, Nell.
Awful pretty, Sergeant Dudley.
Well, say, Sergeant Dudley, I tell you what, me and old Too Slender over there got to go and tend to some fencing.
Right, but I understand you brought a couple of guests from up in the North Country, Sergeant Dudley, and they're going to be joining us for the movie later on.
Why, they certainly will, Too Slender and Woody Paul. I hope you'll enjoy their company, but first we'll get to these important messages and then be back with Sky Bandits.
Sounds like a great one.
What-ho! James Newell was born in 1911 and broke into films as a singer in Something to Sing About in 1937, followed quickly by Renfrew of the Royal Mounted that same year. After the original distributing company, Grand National, folded, Monogram picked up the series, distributing 5 Renfrew films between 1937 and 1940, when Sky Bandits, the last of the series, was released. James Newell, whose background was in opera, returned to the screen in 1943 as the singer in the Texas Ranger films made for PRC. After Thunder Gap Outlaws in 1947, Newell retired from the screen, pursuing his singing career for several years, before opening and operating an extremely successful plastics business in Southern California. Well, I'd like to take a moment now to introduce 2 friends of mine to you. I brought them along to join us for today's feature film presentation. First, please welcome Pierre Lapelt, a famed French-Canadian trapper and bon vivant. Pierre's extraordinary skills as a trapper have foiled many a villain and helped the Mounties always to get their men.
Oui. Bon, merci, Sergeant Dudley. Hello, cowboys and cowgirls, wherever you are. It is wonderful to be here. Bon, in my country, I am Pierre Lapelt. In this country, I am simply Pete.
Well, Pete, proud to have you with us today, and I hope you'll be a treat for all the Americans to see.
Alouette.
Our other friend today is the famed Canadian stunt pilot, Baron Crash von Beethoven V. You will see some incredible variety of aerial stunts in today's films, Sky Bandits, and it was the Baron himself who actually performed these stunts.
I sing up. I sing up.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
I sing up.
What is he talking about? What did he say?
I sing up. I sing up.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Does he want some pastry?
No, it's an incredible story, and I must tell it to you. You see, 10 years ago, the Baron was a pilot in a spectacular crash of a pilot plane way up in the Rockies.
No.
High in the Rockies, yes.
No.
Yes, indeed, and don't refute my word, you beaverhead.
Sacre.
As I was saying, it took me a solid week of heavy mushing by dog sled through the mountain blizzards to reach the crash site. When I finally arrived, there was little I could do but bury the survivors and bring the Baron's smashed and broken body back. Since then, the only words he's ever spoken have been,
I sing up. I sing up.
I
sing up.
C'est dommage, c'est très tragique.
We'll talk more with our guests in a moment, but let's mush on now with James Newell in Sky Bandits.
Oui. I like the heavy mushing.
Galloping hoof, beating a song.
Hey, anybody home? Hey. Hey, you know, Sergeant Dudley,
Yes?
I too wanted to be a pilot at one time, but alas, I wash out. I have bad eyes. I have the eyes of a rutabaga.
Sorry to hear it, you know. That was always his greatest asset, his eyes.
Is that right?
He could see the underpinnings of a grouse at 600 yards. What a pilot. He...
Oh, incroyable. It is not to be believed. What next?
I guess more of Renfrew of the Royal Mounted in Sky Bandits. I say, Pierre.
Hey, call me Pete, okay?
All right, Pete. Tell me, what is it that brings you south of the border here? In pursuit of the famous 10X otter, perhaps?
Of course not. That would be utterly ridiculous.
Cheeky.
No, sérieusement, I seek these important messages. What? You know, Sergeant Dudley, I have given it a great deal of thought. I think that I can help your friend.
Why, that would be splendid, Pierre.
Call me Pete.
All right, Pete.
You see, once I have a friend in a similar condition.
Yes?
Only he was snowblind.
No, good heavens.
Of course. Anyway, I cured him with hypnotism.
Hypnotism? My word.
Well, it could be anyone. If you want it, you may have it. Should I try?
Certainly, my good man.
Thank you. I try to be. And now, Baron, look into my eyes. Hey, Baron. Hey. Hey. 3 o'clock low. Bon. Now we are getting somewhere. Look into my belt, eh? You are getting slippy. You are slipping. You are dip slipping. Now, it is 10 years ago. You are flying the little plane through the mountains. The wind is blowing. Your wings are icing up. You start to crash. You go down, lower and faster and faster. You try to pull out, but no response. The aileron, she's stuck. You're going to crash, and bingo, boom, a boom, a boom. A terrible crash. Everyone is dead, but you are alive. You are still alive.
Good heavens, I believe it worked.
My words, you Scarlet Pimpernel. Are you there?
I'm alive! I'm alive!
Yeah.
Where am I?
Mon Dieu.
What happened?
My dear
I'm
fellow,
alive.
you're back here in the good old USA visiting the XXX Ranch. We're here watching Sky Bandits, and we're just in time to see the conclusion of Renfrew and the Royal Mounted Sky Bandits.
Welcome back, Baron.
Well, buckaroos and buckarettes, we certainly hope you enjoyed Sky Bandits. I know I did.
Me too.
Me three, and I'm sure glad to be back. I've got so much to learn, I can't wait to get started. Thank you, Pierre. Thank you so much.
Call me Pete. It's okay, Flyboy. I'm glad to help. Sir, we should celebrate. It's a cause for celebration. Let's have a party with champagne.
Sounds wonderful. Let's have a great big cake. Perhaps Nell will fix us one.
Perhaps she will.
Plenty of good icing on it.
Oh, icing on the cake. I love good thick icing. You can stick your finger right in it.
Icing up!
Oh, no.
Icing up!
What have we done?
Icing up!
He has gone back 10 years into time.
What can we do?
So long, saddle pals, it's been so good to see ya. Farewell, saddle pals, we really hate to leave ya. But the dogies are a-lowin', and roundup time is nigh. A prairie moon is calling from a starry western sky. Farewell, saddle pals, our parting brings us sorrow. On down the trail, we'll find a bright tomorrow. Keep those faces smiling around your home corral. So until we meet again, goodbye, Sam.